Here now, Mr. Mookie, keep this.
Okay.
Keep that with your stuff. That tells you that you are on tape 33.
Okay.
So 100 years from now, when your great-great-greats find this with your stuff, they'll go down to the library and look at you. Is
Okay.
that all right?
We don't have any children.
Okay.
Might be
Be all
some
those nephews and nieces in you
nephews.
got.
We have a lot of
I
them.
got about 20.
Oh my. Well, you told me your name. It's Glenn Mookie, and you were born in August the 11th of 1911.
Right.
Okay. Now, where were you born?
At Haverhill, Ohio.
Haverhill.
Yeah.
Okay.
Near Ohio.
Okay.
About a mile side of Haverhill.
Born in a house.
Yep.
Didn't go to the hospital then, did
No.
you? Now, right now, what's your address here?
It's
1610
1610 28th Street,
28th Street.
apartment 3313,
Okay.
Portsmouth, Ohio.
Okay.
You know that.
Yeah. In fact, this is also called Hillview Retirement Center.
Yes, that is.
Sometimes, isn't it? Excuse me. Now, you're retired
Yep.
from what?
Post office.
How long did you work at the post office?
28 years.
Okay. And was that the Portsmouth?
I really got 31 years of service. They give me credit for my Army time.
Okay.
I worked 28 years.
Okay. Did you work in Portsmouth all that time?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I was a swing man. I worked all over Portsmouth.
All right.
I worked right in Portsmouth.
When they needed a good man, they called you, didn't they?
Well, I would. Whether you say that or not.
How much education do you have?
Just a high school graduate.
Where did you graduate high school?
Portsmouth East High.
That's Portsmouth East,
Yeah.
where we call Sodaville sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you're married,
Yes.
and this is your wife over here. And
Yes.
what's your wife's name?
Clarice.
Clarice. Okay. How do you spell that name?
C-L-A-R-I-C-E.
C-E. Okay.
C-L-A-R-I-C-E.
Now I'm going to get a little genealogical line here.
Yeah.
What were your parents' names? Father's name? Start.
Father, Michael Martin Mucha.
Okay.
Michael Martin.
Michael Martin. What was your mother's name?
Bertha Schlack. S-C-H-L-A-C-K. That's portion.
Schlack. That's her maiden name.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
okay.
Now I'm really going to give you a test. What were your father's parents' names?
That I cannot tell you.
Okay. Your mother's parents' names. Do you know that?
Well, her mother and father were Schlack.
Yeah. Okay.
Schlack.
What were their first names? Do you know?
Well, Augustus
Augustus.
Schlack.
That was the father.
That's
Okay.
my
Grandfather.
wife's mother's name.
Okay.
But my grandfather, I don't know.
Okay. Okay. Now, what is your wife's parents' names, Miss Mookie? What are your parents' names?
John William A. and Emma Smith A.
And A is spelled A-E-H, isn't it?
Yeah.
And John A. is your father, and Emma Smith is your mother. That's her maiden name, Smith. Do you know your father's parents' names? If you think of them, let me know.
I don't know. that
Okay.
I don't know that I know.
Where are they? Where were they from? Where was your father from?
My dad was from Germany.
Was he?
Yeah.
Okay, he came straight from Germany then.
Yeah.
So that would have been, if you were born in 1911, he must have come over around the turn of the century. or-
I think he was about 21 years old when he came over.
Okay.
I got that. I think I can tell you when he gets.
Okay, when we're ready here. How about your mother? Where was she from?
She's from Germany too.
Okay.
Danzig, Germany.
Danzig,
that's
okay.
Part of the time that's Poland, and part of the
Yeah.
time Germany.
Okay. Now let me ask you this. You said you had no children.
No.
You had brothers.
Yes.
And how many brothers did you have?
Well, I had 11 or 10.
10 brothers?
Yeah.
You had 10 brothers?
No,
10
nine,
brothers.
9 brothers.
10, honey.
9.
Maybe 10 counting yourself.
No, there's 9 brothers,
How many sisters?
1.
That
Yeah.
poor girl.
We had 9 boys and twins, that's 11.
Yeah, 11 brothers.
11 brothers and 1 sister.
Yeah. I had twin brothers died in infantry.
Boy. Okay, so you've got a lot of nephews and nieces and
Yeah.
all, and
Yeah.
great nephews and great, and so on and so forth. All right, well, let me ask you this then now. You're a veteran of World War II, aren't you?
Right.
Now, were you in the Army or
I was
Navy?
in the Army
Okay. When did you go in the Army?
in March of 43.
Now, did you enlist? Were you drafted?
I was drafted
And then, when did you get out?
in March of 46.
All right. What was your rank when you got out?
I was T sergeant.
Tech sergeant?
Yeah.
T sergeant. Okay.
T3.
T3. Okay.
Yeah.
So then, where did you do your basic training?
Camp Walters. See, when I started in the Army, I was in the infantry.
Okay.
Well, I got bit by something right there.
Okay, you got bit by something on the hand
Yeah, right
when you were in
there.
basic training?
Yeah. And I spent about 2 weeks in the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
I had kept that in hot packs for 10 days.
Well, was
I
it a
don't know
spider or something? Or?
I don't know what it was. Then I had a bunch of boils. And I missed a lot of infantry training. See?
Mm-hmm.
So then they said, we'll put you in replacement depot.
Mm-hmm.
And I was there for about a month, and then they moved me into the MPs.
Military police.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that's how I got into the,
Alabama.
yeah.
Is that where you were?
No, I was Camp Robinson, and then Camp Maxey, and then I took infantry training at Camp Walters.
Where is Camp
Military
Walters?
police- Huh?
Where was Camp Walters? Where was that?
Oh, it's
Paris,
in
Texas, was that Paris, Texas?
No, no.
Was that in Texas?
No, yeah,
Mhm.
I can't think of the little town now.
Waco?
No,
Okay.
no.
Wasn't Houston,
Huh?
wasn't Houston.
No. It needs some explaining.
Somewhere in Texas.
Yeah.
And then you went where?
Well, then I started out the infantry training, and they put me in the military. I took the infantry training, then I took the military police training at Camp Robinson.
Where is that located?
That's at Little Rock, Arkansas.
All right.
Okay, then there's hollering for engineers.
Mm-hmm.
So I volunteered for the engineers, and then had to take Paris training, military at Camp Maxey,
Where's Camp Maxey?
Paris, Texas.
Paris, Texas. So you went back to Texas.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let me ask you this. Where were you when you heard about Pearl Harbor?
Well, we lived in Saddleville,
Mm-hmm.
and that's when I heard about Pearl Harbor. One evening I think we was playing some kind of a game.
Mm-hmm.
We came back from a ride, we used to take a ride on Sunday afternoon. We
Okay.
came back and turned on the radio and heard about it.
Well, let me ask you a question there.
So it was about probably 4 o'clock.
Okay. So you had taken a ride, you say?
We
You
took
went in a
ride.
car?
We didn't have
And-
a radio in the car,
Uh-huh.
but when we came back, we turned on the radio and heard about Pearl Harbor.
Did you know where Pearl Harbor was?
Well, I knew
had-
I didn't know it until they had it on the radio.
What did you think when you heard that? Did you know what it meant?
Hell, I thought someone was asleep.
What do you mean? Somebody's asleep.
Well, they shouldn't have never allowed them to come in there.
It was a surprise
Maybe
attack,
it
wasn't it?
was that surprise attack.
Were you pretty upset, or how did you
Well-
know that
Oh, yes,
you knew this meant war?
yes.
Okay.
You know,
Oh, yeah, we got
After
to talk
you
to the
heard-
neighbors and, got out and talked to the neighbors about it. And we're very concerned.
You came home from a ride,
Uh-huh.
About what time did you get home?
around 4 o'clock.
And then you went in the house, turned on the radio?
Yes, sometime soon after that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And,
And it was all on the radio?
oh, yes.
Okay. And then what did you do? You went outside and talked to your neighbors and things?
Mhm.
What was their reaction?
Well, you know,
Everybody shocked.
there's rumors going around.
Yeah.
I had an old neighbor that was a World War veteran, see.
World War One?
Yeah. So he
Okay.
he thought it was kind of awful,
Yeah,
and I did too.
Yeah, I'll bet. And after that happened, where did you live? You were in Seidelville at the
Yeah,
time?
lived in
What was
Seidelville.
your address down there? You remember that?
816 Bonser.
Is that house still there?
The house is still there.
Is it? 816 Bonser.
Yeah.
And what kind of car did you have?
At that time,
Uh-huh.
Chevrolet.
Chevrolet. Yeah.
What year was it?
The
Well, see, that was
30.
40. That was
6 or
40
37.
36, 37
Yeah.
Chevrolet.
Yeah.
green.
It was pretty
Green.
old.
It was a
Four.
green car?
Green
Yeah.
4-door.
Well, were you at the post office at that time too, or
Oh, no.
what kind of work did you do then?
I was working for a grocery store at that time.
Okay, all right. And so you must have grown up in Haverhill, you said?
Well, no, we left there when I was 2 years old
Oh,
and moved over on what is known as the back road now, in Green Township. You know where that is?
back road.
Yeah.
I think I do, in Green Township.
Okay. Well, we lived on a big farm, around clear from the highway to the hill.
Mm-hmm.
That's the old highway.
Oh, the old one, yeah,
Yeah.
okay, I know what you mean.
We clear back and they had about 50 acres of hill land too.
Mm-hmm. Did you farm that?
Well, no, used the flat pasture.
Pasture, do you have cattle and things?
Yeah.
Okay. So how long were you there?
Well, we left there when I was 14 years old.
Is that house still standing?
Yes, it is.
It is.
Yeah.
On Back Road.
Yeah.
What's the name of the road now? Is it still Back Road?
Still called Back Road. Up
Well, I know you go up to Junior Furnace Road. You know where
Yeah.
that is?
there. And
Then what do you do?
well, you don't go to Junior Furnace. You know where the old high school is?
Yeah.
Just a little ways past that, and you turn right, and that's Back Road.
That takes you down toward the
Take-
river.
No, it don't take you toward the river.
Takes
go
you toward the
right
hills.
On the old high school.
Oh, the old high school.
Yeah.
Okay.
You turn right there,
I was
just after
thinking,
you pass
okay.
that high school, go across the little bridge,
Mhm.
and that will take you up to the Ohio Furnace Road.
Mm-hmm.
You know where that is?
Yeah, I know about where that is.
Yeah.
Okay. Then you get up to Ohio Furnace Road and where? Where do you go?
Well, you
next?
can go into Haverhill, or you can go on up to the county line there.
Okay.
If you turn right,
And that house is still there.
it is.
When's the last time you were back?
Well, I haven't been back in it since I left,
Oh, okay.
but
But
I have driven past it all the
Okay,
time.
okay.
Every time you go to Arnton, you go through the farm we lived on.
is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. On the new highway, was that part of
On
your?
the new highway.
All right. All right. Now, where are you from, Miss Mookie?
Wheelersburg.
You're from Wheelersburg.
Uh-huh.
Where did you grow up there?
I grew up in Wheelersburg and graduated from Wheelersburg High School.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And is your house still standing?
No.
What was your address there?
Well, if you know where the post office is, that's
The new
South
one?
Street.
Mm-hmm.
It
South
was-
Street.
It was down below that. There
There's
was a
car
house,
wash
and then there
there
was
now.
an alley, and then
Uh-huh.
we lived.
There's a car wash there now. Where is that?
car
Where
wash
your
there.
house?
That's right.
Okay, car
That's
wash
right.
there. Did you know any McHenrys up in there when you were growing up? Did you?
Yes.
Mhm.
Didn't some of them live up around the old mill?
Yeah, Sand Hill.
Up, my uncle Orra Smith ran that old feed mill
Mm-hmm.
And I had an aunt, and an Uncle Laura, and an Aunt Lel Haney that lived up there on Pine Creek.
Mm-hmm.
And McKinley's lived back, kind of back from the road.
There was the old farm place up there on, what's that called? Mill Run or Mill
Mill
Road?
Road.
Mill Road? Mm-hmm. That's right, yeah. Then they later moved up on Sand Hill. You know,
Well,
yeah. Okay. And did you know any of them? One of my dad's name was Carl. Carl.
I don't believe I knew him.
Okay. Okay.
Wasn't there a girl?
Oh, there were girls. There was Luvinda, Catherine, Virginia, and Carolyn.
One married Stanley.
That's Luvinda.
Luvinda.
She
I
married
knew-
Stanley Phillips.
I knew her.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this now. And after you moved from the farm, you were 14. Where did you go?
We moved to Southville,
Okay.
and I went to school up there.
Okay.
That's where
They
I
didn't
graduated.
own the farm, by the way.
You didn't own the
It
farm?
was a sharecropper. or
Who
whatever.
owned that farm?
A man by the name of Saladay.
Saladay. Well, when did you get married then?
1938
1938?
in July.
All right. And so did you set up house then in Soderville, down there on Bonser?
Well, no,
No.
we lived 3 different places in Sourville.
Okay.
We
Started
started.
on Daddy Street.
We started next to Dr. Moorhead's office, a little house on
Uh-huh.
Gallia.
It's
Okay.
gone now.
Okay.
Then we moved to Wilson Avenue.
Uh-huh.
Then we bought a place on Bonser.
Okay. Well, now, how'd you feel when you got your draft notice?
Well, we had a little food store on Wilson Avenue up there. Or not. We was doing all right, see.
You had a store then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Had a little
Well, I
grocery.
got the notice in December of '42. I said, well, you give me 30 days to sell out, get rid of the business.
Mhm.
I hated to, and when I did, and then they didn't call me till March. I said, give me 30 days.
And there you sat. Well, they called you in March, huh?
Yeah,
In 1943.
yeah.
And that's when you went to Camp
Camp
Walters. You went by train, didn't you?
Oh, yeah.
You remember where you were sworn in, where you raised your hand?
How's that?
Do you remember where you were sworn in to the Army, where you raised your hand?
Down at Camp,
Camp Walters?
yeah, no. What's
Cincinnati.
the one down there across from Cincinnati?
Thomas.
Thomas, Fort
Okay,
Thomas.
Fort Thomas, okay.
That's-
Well, after basic training, then you went up to Arkansas, and then you came back to Texas.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. And what did you come back to Texas for? MP training
No.
or engineer?
Engineer training.
Engineer training. And then what happened to you?
Then we went to Germany.
You went to Germany?
And we went to England first and then went over to Germany.
Okay, yeah.
And
Okay, in 1944?
44, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and
Now, when you say you went to England, that must have been on a ship.
yeah, that's right.
What was the name of that ship? Do you remember?
Uruguay.
Uruguay?
Yeah.
Okay. And when you got to England, where did you?
Southampton.
Southampton. And do you remember the name of your unit you were with?
1289th Combat Engineer.
Who were you attached to?
We were in the Corps all the time. We didn't get attached to the infantrymen.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
We
Okay.
happened to be in the Corps. We
Now-
built some bridges and stuff like that. See.
When you went to Europe from England to the mainland, I mean,
Yeah.
did you go to France first? Were you in D-Day?
Le Havre.
Le Havre?
That's from France.
Okay. You weren't in D-Day? Were you?
No, I wasn't in D-Day.
When did you go to Le Havre?
Well, I don't know the real date.
Okay. D-Day had already happened by
Yeah,
now.
oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So when you were in Le Havre, that's France, and
Yeah.
how did the French people treat you?
They were glad to see us. You know, hug you and kiss you and everything else.
Okay. Give you wine? Give you a little bit of wine and stuff?
No, I didn't get any wine.
You went to France and didn't get any wine? Now you went from Le Havre. Did you go to Paris? Did you get
No,
any?
never got in church.
Okay. What happened after Le Havre then? What did you do in Le Havre?
The Havre, well, that's just where we landed.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went into Germany. And
All
then-
the way across France then?
Huh?
You had to travel across France?
Yes, we went up to, is it Austria? Yeah.
No, probably Belgium or Netherlands, wasn't it? Antwerp, maybe?
I should have written this all down. We were in Cologne, Germany,
Mm-hmm.
and
Travel by truck?
yeah,
Mhm.
truck, yeah. And then one time Eisenhower gave
Oh.
London 5,000 engineers to help rebuild London,
Okay.
and I was one of them.
You helped rebuild London. Where are you?
Right there.
Oh, you're right there in the middle. Let me see that. You got your mess kit there, don't you?
Yeah, yeah.
And you're by the major there, aren't you? Or who's that? The colonel? Who's that guy beside you?
Well, that's one of the officers,
Yeah.
one of the lieutenants.
Well, you're happy, whatever you're doing.
Well, I don't know. I think we were there about 3 months. We built little 4-room cottages. They were put up 4 bays.
In London?
Yeah,
Okay.
different places.
What'd you do in Cologne?
Cologne, we just scraped away to get to it.
Was the war still on when
Oh,
you were in
yeah.
Cologne?
Oh, yeah.
We just happened
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, how close did you get to the fighting then?
Well, we got pretty close. I got a battle scar anyway.
You did?
Yeah,
Battle Star?
a battle, yeah.
Battle Star? Okay.
A
Mhm.
bronze star. I don't
You
know.
have a Bronze Star?
Yeah. Well, that's, I'll talk to you later about that if
All
you
right.
are interested. That's what I'm going to give you.
Oh, okay.
Did you read this article about German prisoners?
I've seen that picture before.
This one?
I've seen that picture before.
That's not German.
That's a Japanese,
Yeah.
there's that, I've seen that.
Okay. And that was the boy from Portsmouth.
Is that right? Where is he now? What's the name?
George Vandervoort.
Mhm. You gonna give this to me?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'll read that later then. Put it right over there.
I didn't find that airplane till about 1980.
Oh, really? They found this plane over in
Yeah.
Guinea? Was it
New
New
Guinea,
Guinea?
Old Sandy Mountain. Well, this, you wouldn't really know.
Let me see that.
That's a bunch of Germans. I was over in, then they sent me to the Philippines, see?
These are the Japanese
I
surrendering.
know.
Japanese surrendering in the Philippines, 1945.
They coming out with the white flag. Well, that ain't what I wanted to show you.
You were there.
Yeah?
Who took these pictures?
I wasn't at this particular place, but someone in my outfit was there, and he took the pictures. I was doing another job. I was building hospitals.
In the Philippines?
Yeah.
Okay. That must have been after the war ended. They're surrendering.
There's what, yeah. There's what happened to Pearl Harbor too, you know. They just lost the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah, this talks about a thing that happened at Pearl Harbor about the attack on December the 7th.
There was a couple buddies. Now that was in Germany. See what was left of that?
A couple of your friends?
Yeah, I've got your
You
name.
need to maybe write on the back of these pictures,
I should, yeah.
yeah, what they are.
Now here's the bridge we built in Germany.
Okay, is that in Cologne?
No, that's over the Sig River.
Okay. Who built that bridge?
Sig River. Here's another one we built.
Where is this one?
It's near Sigburg too. Now there's the old. Now this is what I was doing, building the hospital. Now.
That's in the Philippines?
Yeah.
Is that you?
Yeah. No, that's my giant bunch.
Okay.
Here's some others.
Still in the Philippines there? It looks like
Yeah.
it.
See, I could use a transit.
Mhm.
So my job to level them up. See.
This is dated January 24th, 1946.
Yeah.
So you must have taken this roll of film and brought it back with you,
Yeah. I
and
did.
it's developed down here at Fowler's in Portsmouth, wasn't
You'll probably ask me what ship I come back on.
it? Yeah.
There it is.
That's the General Stuart
Heinzmann.
Heinzmann. That's right.
Yeah.
Heinzmann, okay. Okay. Well, what else you got there?
Well, that's was the city building in the Philippines, in Manila. Manila, Philippines. That's a bunch of bananas that live
In the Philippines. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
And there,
Who's that guy?
that's me.
Is that you?
That's me.
There you are. Okay. And is that in the Philippines?
That was in the Philippines.
Okay. That was developed with the same roll, wasn't it? April 4th, 1946.
Now we was also, I was served some time in the Army of Occupation over there. That's a bunch of the guys I was with.
It says, yeah, Cornell Munster,
Yeah.
Aachen, 10 kilometers.
It says Alkin down below.
Yeah. Okay. What else did you?
Well, that's
Who's that
the
guy there? That's the.
That's the old boy that was in charge of the Japanese when they come out of the
Out of the jungle.
jungle, yeah.
He doesn't look too distressed.
No.
Was he glad to get out of there?
Yeah.
What do you got
Well,
there?
it was, in England, they wanted a place for them to play basketball and so forth. We built that out of scraps.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's a where they play basketball.
Well,
Oh, that says a general hospital.
yeah, that
Okay.
was in England.
You built that. That's in England, wasn't it? Okay. Good. Very good. Did I see those?
That's
Let me
another
see
one
all
of my
of them.
pictures.
All right. That's good.
Here's a
Who are
bunch
these
of-
guys?
That's a couple of Filipino boys that I got acquainted with.
Yeah.
And that's me again.
Okay, there you are again. You're standing beside a Jeep there, aren't you? Near the tents.
Here I am, a working.
What are you doing there? Working?
Yeah.
Like you got
Working on one of those buildings.
Okay, very
Hospital
good.
building.
Very good. There you go. Well, those are interesting. Did you like Europe better or the Philippines better?
Well, I like the Philippines.
Did you?
The only thing is, they got a hot over there. See that's the 15th parallel runs through the Philippines.
Oh, it's pretty hot.
Yeah, it's usually at least about 100 every day or
Oh, that's not
something
good.
like that. Sometimes more than that.
Now, when you were in Germany, how did the Germans treat you?
Well, they were pretty good too. We used a lot of German labor on those bridges.
Did you?
Yeah. Because I could speak a few German words, they put me in charge of the guys getting lumber for them.
Okay.
Well, I had a hard time getting them to understand how finally said, "Can any of you guys speak English?" And a couple of them said, "Yeah."
Yeah, sure.
I didn't have any trouble from them on.
And you were actually building things for them, weren't you? Like
Yeah,
bridges
yeah.
and things like that.
Well, see, the battles, a lot of the battles were already over, and they had to get our men back too.
Mhm.
They had to cross those rivers too, see,
Mhm.
to get back.
Mhm. Okay, well, how'd you get your Bronze Star, or do you want to tell me that?
Well, it's just, if you're in the battle zone, you get a star.
You get a battle star, don't
Yeah,
you? Okay.
battle star.
Mhm.
And we were in the battle zone. Oh, you could hear planes and bombs and everything.
Okay.
You could hear them jarring.
Well, now, after, did you go anywhere else in Germany? You were at Cologne and near
Yeah.
Aachen there?
Yeah, well, we were up at, what is that first town? They just, the first town they took.
Hamburg?
No.
Oh, that's pretty
Is
far
that-
over there.
Anyway, it was sort of down in low, and had a car line up, come and went down there, and they loaded that car full of explosives and sent it down into town.
Mm-hmm.
That
Blew it
took-
up?
Yeah.
Took care of that, didn't it?
Yeah.
When you say a car, you mean a railroad car?
Yeah, a streetcar.
Oh, a streetcar.
Or something.
Who was it that loaded it up with,
Huh?
who loaded it up with explosives? The Americans?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, that was the end of that. Then when did you, when you were in Germany then, did you go back to England first?
No.
How'd you
We
end
went
up
to
in
Marseille, France.
Marseille? Okay. How long were you there in Marseille?
Well, we were just waiting to be sent to the Pacific.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I think we was there about 30 days.
Marseille, was that a good place to be?
Well, yeah.
In France? There wasn't a lot of war damage in Marseille, was
No, there wasn't,
there? Okay.
really.
Okay.
No. Well, I spent most of my time boxing up ammunition and guns and stuff. that we were
Okay. All right.
Taking on the ship to Pacific.
So you got on your ship in the Mediterranean there.
Yeah.
Did you go through the Suez Canal?
Yes.
Wow, okay.
At night, so I didn't get to see it.
What's that? Well, that's a pretty long boat trip, wasn't it?
Well, I think it was 16 days.
Okay, what's it like being cooped up on a boat for 16 days?
Not too good. But we had a pretty good, I got a break.
How's that?
They had it all full, but had 2 or 3 hospital beds left in the hospital ward, and I happened to get one of them.
You
So I
got a
had-
break, all right.
I got a break.
We're not talking about a bunk, we're talking about a hospital bed, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, how many people on that boat? Do you remember?
2,600, I think.
2,600?
Yeah.
Boy, oh boy.
Well, it's at Lurleen, it was a big ship.
What was the name of it?
Lurleen.
Lurleen. Now, where does that disembark you? In the Philippines? Did you go directly to the Philippines?
No, we went over and was in the bay getting ready to go in to France, invade, or Germany, or Japan.
Japan. You were in Tokyo Bay?
Yeah, we was right up there and ready to go in.
Mhm.
We spent about 10 days there.
Mm-hmm.
And then they dropped the atomic bomb.
Mm-hmm.
So that caused Japan to surrender, see.
Might have saved your life.
It did, could have.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, now, when we stopped at the Pearl Harbor on the way over.
Mm-hmm.
I got all the newspapers and stuff that I could to read, see.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a pretty good trip from the Pearl Harbor over to Japan.
Okay.
I was in
I can't get up
hospital
very
ward.
quick. Can you get up there? Or can you tell them we're busy?
You want me to get it? Numbers, the last 4 numbers is the, of the vocational school out here. You probably get a lot of calls, don't you? Well, I'm kind of confused here. When you left Marseille, France, where did you go?
We come all across the line and through the canal,
Through the Panama Canal.
Panama Canal, and going over. They
Mhm.
gave us a good meal in Panama, had a clean sheets and everything to sleep in. Felt like you was in heaven.
And you ended up in Tokyo Bay.
Yeah, we were out there ready for invasion. And I got all the newspapers I could get in Pearl Harbor. I read them, and they told you how many they fought Japan, how many ships, how many this and how many that and all.
Mm-hmm.
And our Navy had just sunk the biggest aircraft carrier that Japan had built
Mm-hmm.
before they got the planes on it.
That's good.
That was helped Japan decide what to do.
Yeah, that probably helped a lot, didn't it?
And every once in a while, I was, about 33 years old, and I had a lot of younger fellows, and the lieutenant would say, I want you to talk to the men today. Well, I'm not a good talker, but I read all that in the newspapers, you know, and I talked to them, and I ended the little speech. I said, boys, something big is going to happen. And 2 days later, they dropped the atomic bomb.
You had the inside information there, didn't you? Well, you were right.
Yeah, you know what the hell I thought I knew? Well, I didn't know anything about it.
They thought you knew what was going on. Didn't they? From then on, you were the man to ask the questions. You were 33 then, weren't you? You were a bit older. Did they call you the old man?
Y'all, the younger kids called me Pop and everything.
Pop. Well, when you got out, well, tell me about the Philippines now. You were there building hospitals and helping them.
Different jobs.
Okay.
Really, there wasn't much to do
Mm-hmm.
because they took the Philippines back, see,
Mm-hmm.
and we were under U.S. control, and there wasn't, we built those hospitals. Really, I don't think they were ever used.
Okay. Maybe people lived in them then or something.
And they were still shipping Jeeps over there. They had a stack of Jeeps. I bet there was 150 of them.
Mm.
The war was over.
Yeah.
And
Well, did you go into Japan?
no,
I was thinking there you are in Tokyo Bay getting
Yeah.
ready to, they just turned you around and.
no, then they sent us up to the Philippines.
Okay.
See, they had about 400,000 men there in that invasion force.
Mm-hmm.
And they sent about 300,000 up to the Philippines.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them did go into Japan, but we didn't.
Okay.
And
Okay. When did you leave the Philippines?
well, it was March, I thought it was March 26th, I thought.
Of 46 then,
Yeah,
wouldn't it be?
46.
And did you stop in Pearl Harbor on your way back?
No,
Just came straight or what?
we went the Great Circle route, they call it,
Oh, okay.
up north. And,
Alaska and the Aleutians.
yeah,
Where was your first stop in? Seattle?
well, no, we didn't stop Seattle. We went down to California,
Mm-hmm.
and now, you know, you come in off the ocean, you
Mhm.
don't have any directions or anything.
Right.
And they took us somewhere, and we were on a smaller boat, went down to, toward, oh, dang on it. Anyway, we were on
California?
that boat almost a day,
Really?
going through some bay or something. And
Wasn't San Francisco, was it?
no, I don't think so.
Okay.
Well, it was all strange to me, and I didn't.
Well, then after you got off the boat, were you in California?
Yes,
What'd you do then?
they gave us a good meal that our seal could eat, and said, boys, be ready to leave. We're going to leave early in the morning. And the next morning, they put us on a train, starts to Indianapolis.
Started where? Indianapolis.
Indianapolis, that's
Okay.
where it was discharged.
In Indianapolis, okay. All the way, you were on a train then from California?
Yeah,
All the way over to Indianapolis?
yeah.
Okay. Did your wife know you were in the country, or
I kind of think she did.
what, did you call her when you got to California, or what happened?
No, I
Send her a
didn't.
telegram or something?
I didn't call her because we really didn't have time. They really is getting us ready
Okay.
to come back.
All right. So you end up in Indianapolis.
Yeah. And we was there about a day or two, and they give us, I called her from that. See?
Mm-hmm.
And, then they discharged us one morning.
Okay, that was it.
Got
You came home.
Got home.
How was that? What did that feel like to get home?
I feel like he's out of jail.
Felt like you're out of jail.
Yeah.
Now that your wife was there, and how were your parents still living at that time? Or?
No,
Okay.
my parents died. My mother died while I was in service.
Oh, I see.
And my dad died 10 years before.
Okay. But it felt good to get back to Bonser Avenue, didn't it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
When you got out, have you kept in touch with any of your friends that you made in the service?
Well, a few of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I had about 6 guys I kept in touch with,
Mm-hmm.
but they all passed away.
Have they all passed away now?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you a member of any veterans organizations or anything?
Yes, I'm a member of the VFW, the
American Legion
Legion,
and
Veterans of Foreign Wars.
VFW.
Did you ever see anybody famous, like famous generals or movie stars or anything like that?
Well, Bob Hope was
Did you see Bob Hope?
over in Marseille, France.
Okay.
Entertained us one time.
You saw that USO show with Bob Hope and okay.
Well, it was a pretty good show, yeah.
Was it? Okay. Who was with him?
I can't remember.
Hedy Lamarr?
Well,
Hedy Lamarr? Remember her?
yeah,
I remember her.
Did you ever see any generals or anything? Famous
You
generals?
know,
Patton or
I can't remember seeing any generals.
Eisenhower?
Now, there were 3 generals over in the Philippines. MacArthur and King and Wainwright.
Mm-hmm.
See, when we got there, but I didn't see any of them.
What'd you do with your uniform?
I kept it for a while.
Where is it?
I gave it away. I think I got one shirt.
Do you?
You got a cap.
Got a cap?
Yeah, the cap.
Is it your dress cap or?
No,
Okay.
no, that's not a.
It's not an army cap, no,
No.
I guess that's
Okay.
VF.
Oh, a VFW cap, one of those
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
Do you have any souvenirs from France or England or Germany or Philippines?
Well, I did have. I had 2 razors I brought from Germany.
2 razors.
Yeah,
Straight razors?
yeah.
Okay.
And I got a knife in there that I brought from Germany. I got a pair of field glasses I got in Germany.
Oh, okay.
And
What happened to your field glasses? You still
they're
have?
right down there in one of them drawers.
Oh, okay.
But when we moved out here, we had to get rid of a lot of things.
Oh, did you?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So
And
we had an
I
auction
had
and
some
got rid of it.
canes. I brought 2 canes along, and I didn't think we'd ever use them, so I sold them.
The canes?
Yeah. And I had a helmet,
German helmet?
sold that, and seemed like I had something else. Anyway, got rid of it.
Oh,
I had it auctioned.
okay. How long have you lived here at Hillview?
We've been here 14 years. In
Have you? Okay. Now, do you have anything else you want to talk to me about, Glenn? You got any tattoos you want to talk about or anything?
tattoos.
Yeah, didn't you get a tattoo when you're in the Army?
No, I didn't. I got a lump on my arm where they put shots in. You know, I got plenty of shots when Germany.
You still got that lump? You
Yeah.
still got that lump where they gave you a shot?
Yeah. And then she gave us shots again when we went over there.
Okay, okay.
We got a double dose of that.
Your knife, is it a bayonet?
Well, it isn't. I see it.
Kind of tollery sometimes.
Huh?
He's kind of tollery sometimes.
Well, do you like it here?
Oh, yes.
Do you like Hillview?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Very nice place.
Uh-huh. Have lots of friends here?
They Well, the last year, I haven't been eating in the main dining room because it's pretty far down there and I go in the wheelchair to eat and so I've kind of lost track of a lot of my friends. We eat up here in healthcare.
Oh, do you?
It's just 2 doors up and we can eat in healthcare and I can take my wheelchair. You can't take your wheelchair in the main dining room. You have to transfer to a chair. And he's just not able to push me down there and back, I don't think. So, but I can walk down to the,
Are you gonna be able to get out of that?
well, I'm supposed to use a cane part of the time, but it's been 5 months since the last one.
Okay. Is that it?
Yeah. Ain't very sharp.
Well, we don't want it to be. Well, there it is. There's the swastika on that old
Yeah.
thing. Gracious. That's not a bayonet, is it? That's just a
No.
knife that they would use out in the field or something.
That's
Like
when they go on their belt.
Interesting. Okay, it's interesting.
It's worth about $75.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
They'll give it, some of these collectors, they'll give you more than that for it.
Do you have anything else you'd like to talk about?
Now, you wanna know anything about the Japs?
Sure, tell me about the Japs.
Okay.
Did you bring any souvenirs back from the Philippines?
No, I didn't.
Well, it was interesting when you transported the prisoners.
Huh?
You transported the prisoners on trains.
Yeah.
What prisoners were that?
Germans.
Was that in the United States?
Oh, yes, I thought that's what you wanted to know about.
Yeah, I want to know about that too.
Well,
Tell me what happened there.
we got them in New York City
When?
at the dock. Had I think 8 coaches of prisoners. I think there's 60 on a car. We'd have a guard on each end of the car. And they got us out on the main line, and we didn't stop for anything. They cleared the way for it. That train, passenger trains and everything, took the siding. And we went straight through, never stopped a minute, from New York to Texas.
To Texas.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we went back and got another load same way.
German prisoners.
German prisoners.
When was that? When did you do that?
In 44. No, 45.
Okay. Was that that's after you got back from Europe?
No,
No, that's where he went.
Had been in 43 then. Wouldn't
yeah, that's right. It was in 43.
it? Okay.
That was the crack Africa Corps
Oh, was it?
of old Ramos.
Mm-hmm.
With his big guns and nice looking men. And then we took a load of Italian prisoners down to South Carolina. I didn't have much to do with them. I was just a guard. And some of the boys could talk to them, but I couldn't because I was talking the other language.
Okay. Okay.
And they were well behaved,
Who?
the German prisoners and everything. Now,
They didn't give you any trouble.
no,
Okay.
not one bit of trouble the whole time I was with them.
Now, when you got to Texas, you offloaded them and you went
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I was at one of the camps down there in Huntsville, Texas, where the state prison is. We had 5,000 German prisoners there.
Is that right?
And I was the guard. And at
Did you have any trouble at that time with them?
never had any trouble with them. Except one time, I was had 2 of them out doing a job, and they kind of laid down on the job. And
2 Germans did? Are these the Germans?
Yeah, they were waiting for the whistle to blow, see. We blew a whistle 4, 5 o'clock, and we had to bring them all in. Well, they had a bunch of beds they brought into the camp from the railroad station, and I had them unloading those beds. Well, they just kept fooling around, and then when the whistle blew, they was going to go, they took right off. It was going back to the camp, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I got in front of them and I said, no boys, you got to unload the rest of those beds. And took them about 15 minutes to get the rest
Is
of them.
that all to get it done? Okay.
Then I took them back to the compound, and you know who got the ball out?
You?
Yeah, because it was 15 minutes late.
I bet your prisoners were laughing at you, weren't they?
Well, they didn't hear anything about that.
Well,
No?
you were on both trains, the Germans and the Italians.
Yeah.
Was there any difference?
Oh no, they treated them alike.
Mm-hmm.
Only thing is, you know, they didn't have too much toilet in it. It was about 60 men,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know whether they had a one-holer or two-holer, but it was a pretty busy place.
I'll bet it was.
Yeah,
Had to line up, did you?
they did.
They did, right, okay.
But we did stop one time with the Italians, and then when you stopped, you had the guard on the end of the, you hit the ground, see, and
Mm-hmm.
you have a guard on each side. See, when they had a guard here and a guard here, he was facing this bunch and I was facing that bunch, see.
Mm-hmm.
And he'd hit the ground and we all had to, but we never had any trouble. No one ever tried to escape. And I was up there, I think, about 4 months. That's when they started calling for engineers.
Oh, okay, that's when you got involved in, okay. Well, when you were guarding the prisoners, what kind of weapon did you have?
We had a 3-shot shotgun.
You had a shotgun, okay.
Pump gun, 3 rounds. Now I'll tell you how vicious they were. Myself and 3 other guards took 125 out one time, and each one of us had 3 rounds of ammunition.
You had 9 bullets
We had
against
12.
12, you had against 125.
Yeah, but they kind of made this compound where they had to scrape a lot of the trash off, you know. It was a chain link fence, all it was, with barbed wire on the top.
Mhm.
And of course they had guard towers, something like they have out of the state prison here.
Mhm.
And they're all equipped with 30 caliber machine guns.
Mhm.
And they watched them for 24 hours a day. You were on duty.
Okay.
And but I never saw anyone try it. We had 1 death, and time is in
How'd he die?
committed suicide.
Oh, is that right? Was that a German or an Italian?
German.
That was a German that did it.
Yeah, one of the
Okay.
Germans. I wasn't an Italian prison.
Okay.
Uh,
Now, did
he was the most trusted man they had.
really?
Yeah, and they missed him one day, and we searched everywhere we thought he could be. We had a creek that ran through there, old snakes and everything in it. We searched that and everything. Never did find him until about 3 or 4 days later. They had some horses there. They let the prisoners use horse and wagon. They wouldn't let them drive our cart, but our trucks. But they let them use the horses. And then one of the officers was riding a horse down through the little patch of woods that was near there. And the old horse stopped and snorted and smelt the guy.
Mm-hmm.
He was hanging up in the tree, and he covered himself with Spanish moss. You know what that is?
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't see him from the
Couldn't
ground.
see. Did they decide it was a suicide or maybe?
Oh yeah, he was still hanging when they got him.
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, did you ever take the prisoners out to any local in the town or
No, now
restaurants?
that's something else. I don't know, you probably read that article in the paper we had here.
Mm-mm.
See if I got it. I thought I had it.
What town was that camp near?
Huntsville.
Oh, that, yeah, you told me that, Huntsville. Mm-hmm.
Did you read this? I bet you didn't. This is a story about
What they left behind, many German POWs spent much of the war in southern camps. Yeah, I don't remember seeing this though. I sometimes don't read the paper.
that was in our Times paper.
Yeah.
Now that lady's gonna write a book about it.
Yeah, interesting. Valdosta, Georgia. Yeah. Did you bring back any souvenirs from the prisoner of war camp?
No,
Okay. Now, did you ever take any of the prisoners into Huntsville?
no.
They never let them go into the town.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
They went on a truck,
Mm-hmm.
but be a guard with them.
Oh, yeah.
One day I had two, and I told the guy to take one in to help him load the truck at the depot.
Okay. Okay.
I said, you're responsible for it.
All right. What else you got there now? You were going to look at this book there.
Oh, now, you think that, I was gonna show you, see, we stuck to the, see, Article 17,
77, that's what.
77.
Uh-huh.
The Geneva Conference
Mm-hmm.
tells how you have to treat prisoners.
Mm-hmm.
And they've got 77 different articles you have to go by.
Yeah. Did you guys do that?
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. That's the 1929 Geneva Convention relative to the treatment of
Yeah.
prisoners of war.
Yeah.
So this sort of guided you in how you were to treat them.
That's the way you
Okay.
had to treat them.
Okay, where'd you get that book? That's called Surrender and Survival. And this is in the back of that book.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And so this
Yeah,
tells
see
you
here?
about the camps and the labor there,
Yeah.
the length of the workday,
Camps and labor and everything.
the food rations.
Yeah. They ate the same thing we did.
Mm-hmm.
That was a requirement.
Mm-hmm. Discipline.
Same clothing, had to give them clothing, anything they needed.
Well, they did pretty good, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
They were in pretty good shape.
They were amazed at how well they were treated.
Is that right?
Yes, they were.
Well, they should be.
Yes, they were on vacation.
They were. What did you think of that? Did you not like that? Did you want to treat them worse or what?
No, I didn't have any animosity toward them, but I read after World War I, one German told his son, he said, you go into the army, you get to the battlefront as quick as you can, you get captured by the Americans as quick as you can, and you'll be all right. And they were.
Maybe that's what a lot of them did then. Okay.
Yeah, and they had where I was, they had a little place I called solitary confinement. They had 3 rooms off in the corner, and because I could speak a few words of German,
Mm-hmm.
they always gave me the job to guard those guys.
Mm-hmm.
They were the mean ones.
Okay.
I'd take them. I had a club, that's all. And I'd take them right into the other compound in the big kitchen and the big dining room and eat. And I never had any trouble with them.
You ever have to use your club?
Never had to use it. And their biggest trouble, or biggest question was, when is the war going to be over, when I can go home?
Mm.
They had...
You know, I read where actually a lot of German prisoners, they wanted to stay.
Yeah, they would have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And some of them went back to Germany, and then when they could, they came back to the United States and became citizens.
Oh yeah, they were amazed at
Mm-hmm.
how they were treated and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in that little article there, it tells about someone breaking a bottle over one of them's head. Well, maybe he had a reason to, but no one was mistreated in the camp we were in. No one.
Did they keep the officers and the enlisted men separate in your
No.
camp?
Not that I know of.
Prisoners?
Not that I know.
Okay.
Actually, they kind of governed themselves.
Did they?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, we didn't have people going in the compound with them.
Okay.
And
Well, is there anything else you'd like to say, Glenn? We're about at the end, I think.
well, I was going to show you. And,
Okay.
you know, they had the same food we had.
Uh-huh.
Our prisoners at the same time was dying about 40 a day.
Yeah. They were starving.
Starving to death. They ate snakes, they ate grasshoppers, they ate lizards and dogs and cats, and anything that went through their compound. And they also, see, that's the camp where they took the people from Mucha and Corregidor.
Oh, okay.
The camp of Dome. The death toll reached 1,500 up there, and it's still a dying so fast that.
It sure didn't pay to become a prisoner of the
No.
Japanese, did it?
No. Would you like to read this book?
Well, sure. Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you, it won't loan it down.
Okay.
I'll loan it to you.
Okay.
And I got a lot of places marked of things they had to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. They had 76,000 prisoners. They took up that Camp O'Donnell. Well, it had to been a Japanese, or it had to been a Filipino camp where they trained the soldiers, see?
Mm-hmm.
But they only had about 5,000. And it was in 3 different organizations. But here, they had...
They had 76,000?
And they sent them up there. What are they going to do with 76,000? And you only got a place for 5,000.
There must have been a lot of people dying from starvation
well.
and everything. But listen, I better, I want to thank you for letting me into your house here and talking to you and your wife.
Well, this is a book you won't want to lay down. You want to read it every page of it.
Okay.
They ate some of our prisoners over there.
Oh, don't say that.
Yes, they did.
Listen, let me shake your hand now. Thanks for everything you did, okay?
Okay. Now about the German prisoners, they were really treated like, well,